What is up, YouTube? This is Hypercon, back again for another video. Now, recently I started a new segment called Throwdown Thursday, and I've actually been having a lot of fun with it. All I'm doing is I just take some videos of me dueling online and highlight them to you guys, show off what the decks can do. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Except, I didn't realize how different online play was from in-life play. It's infuriating in comparison. The number of unexpected bullcrap that happens through it is mind-boggling. A lot of this stuff you never see in real life, so in order to honor this new medium of play, I've decided to count down my top 5 least favorite things about online Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, these things will specifically pertain to YGO Pro and Dev Pro, as I do not use Dueling Network, because I don't feel like trying to explain to people who do not understand the game certain rulings. Unfortunately, that has happened to me in the past, where I have had to drop a duel because the person does not understand what I'm doing, and so I just avoid that altogether. I just go on YGO Pro and Dev Pro because it's automated. There's no discussion on that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Number 5. Potato AIs. Now, I'll admit, this one more pertains to YGO Pro, since it's the only one of the two between it and Dev Pro that actually has an AI mode, but that does not erase the issue with it, because I do still use that for testing out a deck before I release it online. And oh my god, the things that this AI does is ridiculous! Prime example. I was testing out my Infernities. I know a lot of people still think they're dead, but I like to believe there's hope, and so I search for new ways to keep it alive. I was just testing it out, wasn't going too well, but I decided to put up a defensive wall just to help keep myself alive a little bit longer, just like maybe, top deck into Archfiend or something and win. So what I did was, I normal summoned Necromancer, last card in my hand, switch to defense, activate his effect, bring back Avenger in defense mode just so I have 2 defensive walls, and I passed. That was it. The AI then proceeds to bring out 2 level 4s, overlay into a 101, detaches both, and then takes my Avenger. Who does that? You know what the worst part is? That was a good move! It stopped me in my tracks. That was my one tuner, and this is a synchro variant of the deck. I couldn't do anything. He literally stole my move. I was powerless to stop him at that point, and that drove me insane. Because no one would do that. No one in their right mind will 101 for an Avenger. No one does that. And it was just a pure coincidence. He was special summoned. It's not like he was even like a big thing. AI just looked like, can I 101? Yes, 101. Take the Avenger. And it shut me down for the stupidest of reasons. So it's stupid stuff like that makes me hate the AI. It's good enough, I guess, but just some of the dumb shit that it does, it overextends too much, to the point where it's not even realistic for how normal people will duel. I know some people will overextend, but when they do it, it's usually justified. This thing will just do it because it can. It's ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. Number 4. Waiting for updates. Now, again, I realize this is kind of minor in the grand scheme of things, but I can honestly only think of 5 things for this list, so some of them are more just nitpicking details. We'll get to the meaty stuff later. But this one kind of annoys me more just because, unlike in real life when you know you're going to get access to stuff because of, the internet, we have no idea when we're going to get access to newly revealed cards on YGO Pro and Dev Pro. It can be whenever. I mean, admittedly, we kind of know they're going to do it on the change of a format just to kind of take those changes into consideration. But when we just find out about random new cards, like when we found out about the Red Eyes archetype in Clash of Rebellions, I was hyped for that stuff, and I couldn't wait to be able to use it. Problem? I didn't know when I was going to be able to use it. I just knew it was eventually going to become available on Dev Pro and YGO Pro. I just had no idea when they were going to update it. And usually they wait until a lot of cards come out. So you're usually just kind of left hanging in anticipation, waiting to test out these cards and see how they work. And they just don't become available for a while. Again, this is more nitpicking minor details. I know it has to be that way, and there's nothing they can really do about it unless they just update every time a new card is revealed. But I digress. It's more just I'm impatient. Number 3. Unreliable internet connections. Now, admittedly, this isn't really on their end, but I can still be annoyed by this. This doesn't happen often, as it's usually user input. However, there are a few things more irritating than having to deal with finding out that the opponent on the other end lost connection, or finding out that you lost connection, that the entire duel has been omitted because of that. Essentially, it's kind of like an unexpected rage quit, I guess, and it's really more on the end of like a router or something, so it's not something I can really behoove anyone for, but it still is kind of annoying. And the reason it's so annoying, really, isn't even that the duel is lost. It's that you don't know. You're kind of forced to assume, because every time it's happened to me, it's happened that I'm waiting on my opponent to go, and they just keep taking forever and ever and ever, and initially I'm thinking, oh, they're really thinking about this move. And once that bar starts getting like lower and lower and lower, I'm like, wait, did we lose connection? Lose. Completely down. Connection lost. So I waited that entire time for nothing. Lovely. It's just stuff like that. It just irks me. But this is the last of like the minor ones. Now we're going to move on to the ones that I really cannot stand. And these are the ones that are solely user error. Number 2. Shit talkers. This drives me absolutely insane. Now, I get it. It's competitive. But at the same time, this is a children's card game, people. Come on. Do we really need to be calling me a faggot online just because I did a good opening move? I mean, honestly, it always seems to happen, too, when I'm testing out a variant of a meta deck. I personally never use meta. I don't really behoove people who use meta because, it's a deck. People are going to like it, even if it is considered better than the others. It's not like they're all unstoppable. Good? Yes. Difficult to beat? Yes. Not unstoppable. So I can't really behoove them with that. So, for me, just to be trash talked because I'm playing a meta deck is annoying. And it's not even like I play like the most meta. I play things that are lower on the meta and my own version of it. So it's not like, for example, my most meta deck right now is Shadal's, but it's not Star Seraph Shadal's. I don't care for that personally. I get why people do. It's really good, but I just don't care for it. My variant is a little bit different. I use different dimension and trap tricks. I used this deck, highlighted some of those monsters in the duel with this guy, had one really good move, and he said, oh, well, you're just going to go full meta on me? Is that what you're going to do, bitch? Dude, I had a good move. I don't trash talk people who do the same thing to me with Satellar Knights or, Cleese or Necros or whatever. It's a game. Get over it. Yes, some people will make really good moves. Some people will OTK you. It happens. I don't need you insulting me over this. For all you know, the person you're fighting could be some 7-year-old kid just having fun online. You call him a bitch, and all of a sudden his day is ruined. And don't tell me 7-year-olds don't know those words. I'm pretty sure most 7-year-olds would know that word. In today's day and age, would not surprise me. However, point stands, it's immature, inappropriate, and unnecessary. And also usually leads to my number 1 biggest issue. Let's go to that, shall we? Number 1. Rage quitters. Oh my god, of all the annoying things I've ever had to deal with, this is it. This is the one I absolutely cannot stand. More than anything I've mentioned, more than waiting for updates, more than people trash talking me on a children's card game site. This is what really drives me over the edge. Why? Well, normally it wouldn't bother me that much. I've had it happen to me before when I'm testing stuff out. They'll just drop out when I'm winning. It's like, oh, cool, I won, whatever. And that's how they interpret it. However, there's two reasons why this is infuriating. One, if you're playing ranked, that fucks up your win and makes it difficult to really get a good rank. That doesn't pertain to me, however. I don't do that. Second one pertains to me. YouTubers. I don't understand why people don't get this concept. If you quit out of a video, I don't get the whole video. That replay is essentially screwed because it erases the turn that you quit. I don't get that turn. That's usually the turn where I'm about to OTK you, so I can't even show up to the point where they quit. It just erases the turn because they quit that turn. So I don't even get to show the OTK, so essentially that video is worthless. If I can't show the end of the duel, why am I going to highlight it? And I've had some amazing duels too, up till the very end. Remember when I was testing the Shaddolls and that dude was trash talking me as I was about to OTK him? Guess what? Rage quit. So now I'm annoyed that he is trash talking me over a 7-year-old's card game, but also that he ruined my video. And I can no longer highlight that because the main beef of it is gone. And this has happened, it doesn't just happen at the end too, it happens at the beginning. And that's what really irks me. Because that usually happens when, you know, it looks like it's going to be cool. Back when I was messing with my red eyes, I ended up finding a mirror match. I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool. Mirror match of the new red eyes. I can't wait to see how this goes. He opens with Black Stone of Legend, gets Black Red Eyes Flare Dragon. Passes. I also start with Black Stone of Legend, but I get Red Eyes Lightning Lord Evil Archfiend. Poke for 100. Pass. Rage quit. Just like that. Over 100 damage. Because apparently that was too good of a move for him to be able to get past. It's just, okay, fine. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you had a bad hand. You honestly gonna tell me there was not a single card in that deck that could stop a Red Eye Lightning Lord? He's a summoned skull, for crying out loud. It's not like his Gemini effect lets him, you know, avoid destruction. He just pops things. And that's pretty easy to avoid. Just set defense and wait for a Raigeki or a Dark Hole or, hell, a Book of Moon. He has 1200 defense. That can't be that hard to get over. It's things like that that really just, it makes me wonder if it's worth it. Don't get me wrong, it's worth it. But it still just makes me question it because of how infuriating it is. To have an entire video lost, to have the potential of an amazing duel lost, because someone isn't man enough to fight me in a children's card game. I don't care how contradictory that sounded, it's no less true. Anyway, that's my list! Boy, was it fun counting down things I hate. And with last week's video, Top 10 Least Favorite Archetypes, I am really going for the hate these past few weeks, haven't I? Well, don't worry, next week's video should be a little bit happier. Regardless, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe as always. And until next time, peace.